and boxing. This is what we're gonna get going. I want everybody to start using this hashtag to point out the favoritism, the double standards, the you know, you're black so it's wrong and you're white so it's right in boxing. So whenever you see those actions, hashtag racism in boxing, whether you're on IG, YouTube, and Twitter. But this is one that gets me. These type of white guys. Steven Espinoza type of white guys. He's gonna be the new face. How the Karen is the face for the white women who call the police and pretty much Emmett Till you. He's gonna be the face for racist for the white guys who do this virtue signaling thing. But you can tell from and I'm not saying him for specifically, but it's a lot of white guys out here who, because they might be in a, like, say they might be in hip hop, um yeah, they might be in hip hop, or they might come in contact with a lot of black people in sports. We know the common names. They might have their own show on the internet. Maybe they all have their own usually they all do. So they'll try to dump on the president, and because they dump on the president, they'll feel like, okay, I dumped on Trump, so that gives me the right to dump on a black guy that like Kanye. So they'll feel like, oh, it's Kanye supported Trump. I see a lot of people don't like Kanye in the black community, so I can call and say anything about him, and I don't have to show him any type of respect because they don't view him as black anymore because he doesn't believe in what they believe. So I can jump in and say whatever I want. And Steven Espinosa is the latest. He falls into this lately. So he just called Kanye a bootlicker. Like he said, just what we need. He tweeted, just what we need. Another bootlicker running for president. Excuse me, sir. This is a man who came from nothing, got on because of producing, wasn't believed in as a rapper, became a successful rapper, became one of the most successful rappers ever. Always spoke his mind, was outside the box as far as style and dress and fashion. Took that outside the box at the time, wearing fitted stuff and the pink polos and the backpack and stuff like that. Made that a mainstream thing. Took his love for fashion, turned, found the right woman, start following God, start pushing Christian music. He was going one way, went a whole different direction, and now he does everything in the name of the church. And to call him a bootlicker just because you don't believe in his political views is, you do not get a pass. You just as bad as somebody who is really racist and anti-black, and they're saying the same thing because you're trying to hide under the guise of, since you don't like Trump, you feel like, okay, you cool and you can say whatever. No, you do not get a pass to disrespect a black man just because you don't agree with his political views. What happens in house between us, that's our bit. We can disagree with each other in house, but we'll do it in a respectful way. That's how I'm carrying it. That's how people around me carry it. But you not even being of the culture, taking it upon yourself, thinking because you dumped on one of your own, however you want to handle it with your own, you do it like that. Now I think it's whack for anybody to openly just be going at their own like that just because of difference in opinion. It's not something like, oh, this person just slapped a kid or something. No, he didn't do anything like that. He just has a different political view. And just because he has a different political view doesn't give you the right to disrespect him. And you not liking Trump doesn't give you the right to disrespect any black person. That doesn't give you a pass. That's not your N-word pass. You're not cool. You don't get nothing off just because you dislike Trump. You dislike Trump, cool. You go talk to your people about that. But as far as disrespecting Kanye or any other black man and hiding behind, well, you don't like Trump, we don't care about that because most of you guys, y'all faking. You are the same person as the president. It's like you don't like him for what? Oh, he's just this and that. But then you'll point to, you can find the same thing then another president who you'll say you love because you virtue signaling. We understand what you're doing. You virtue signaling. So you virtue signaling for career reasons. Usually, you don't want to be labeled. You don't want to be labeled as a racist. So you try to go over and out the box to disrespect the president and disrespect anybody who agrees with the president in order to stay in your position and seem like you're cool. You don't get cool points when people like me who really see what's going on. We see right through the BS. And then a lot of these guys would be like, oh, well, I'm liberal. I'm a Democrat. Bro, we can tell how you move, talk, and all that. You're not that. And it's cool. People have to stop faking to fit in. Live your truth. You don't have to be all the way far left just to fit in. And I sometimes you just don't have to speak. It might not be the time, the climate for you as a white guy to even just be speaking. So instead of coming out living something fake, sometimes it's just best to stay quiet, because a lot of these guys who are white men and they constantly, you hear them saying all the time, well, no, I'm definitely, I'm a liberal, and I'm definitely Democrat, and I'm this, and you could just tell like they lying through their teeth just to fit in the culture, or just to not get a certain label on them, and they think that's the only way that they're going to be good. But you don't have to lie to kick it. I understand it's a harsh time. Sometimes you can just brush over something or not say anything. Stephen F. Espinoza, you delete that tweet and apologize, because this man hasn't done anything to you. He hasn't disrespected you. If you disagree, you could say, hey man, I don't believe Kanye would be a good president or something like that. But to come out and go out of your way to disrespect a man who came from nothing, who have put a lot of black people in position, who has hired a lot of black people, his wife is working to get a lot of black people out of jail, to come and disrespect a man like that just because you disagree with his political views is un-American, and it won't be tolerated. Don't try to come out here fake and talk about that you care about black lives, because I know you one of those guys. You want to gonna come out faking that you care about the movement and this and that, but then you're gonna disrespect the black man just because you have a different political view. You do not get the right to disrespect anyone that's from the culture just because you disagree with their political view, or because you're virtue signaling and you want to use him as a prop. We're not tolerating that, and that's gonna get people canceled in the future. So what we do in house is what we do in house. You want to disrespect your own and be dishonorable, that's between you and your people. But as far as disrespecting ours, we're not tolerating that.